a man will be willing to do more for a woman that he feels like he can get as much value from. And that's not
Yep.
necessarily using her like for her body or objectifying her, but if he feels like he can get a package deal out of this one woman, then of course he's going to cater and do more to her. But for some men, because I know a lot of single men and they don't want to do anything for a woman, not because they don't necessarily have it, but because they don't feel like that woman is good enough to be receiving his resources.
Yeah, like all y'all are good enough for a one-room shack, but you're not good enough for a 3-bedroom apartment. Like you hold your horses. So which granted was compared with a one-room shack because that was the shit that day. But what the equivalent of that is today is a 3-bedroom apartment, and y'all not worth it.
That's facts. Like back in the day, dad and mom would live in a single room for years and build together. These days, you as a man, if you're a bachelor, you rent your own single room, you will be lucky to have a woman willing to live in that same room with you. They would rather pay their $1,000 a month rent, you pay your $1,000 rent, rather than thinking, you know what, if we live together and we both pay 500 and we use this 500 to actually invest in the future and plan for our kids, they would rather you stay by their side and she stays on her own so she can feel independent rather than you guys coming together to, save for the future. It is what it is, man.
Well, the influence is bad too because women, everybody knew where they landed in the hierarchy of life, and they were okay with that. They were okay with being a man in a city. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wasn't trying to fly out or compete against the same people and all of that. I think that everybody was more willing to accept their lot in life and just work on being the best that they can in that space. Everybody wasn't being, you know what I'm saying, being influenced and all of that shit. Women, all of these women, I don't know where the fuck y'all thought that y'all was all TNs at, but that is a bunch of shit. That is the biggest crack ever. For whatever reason, y'all think that y'all all 10s, and that is a lie. You wasn't even a 10 in your own house, your own high school. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. I seen chicks. I seen chicks that I graduated with. Like, you wasn't a shit in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you get all of these great expectations and all of this stuff from? Like, stop it. And
yeah, I actually agree with what Anthony is saying because for the sake of conversation, let's say a guy is a 6, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, he's a 6. Average guy, average income, average shape, average looks, right? And you get a woman who's a 6 as well, average looks, whatever, average everything. A woman who's a 6 will think she's higher than the guy who's a 6. So in her eyes, she's a 10 and this guy is a 2. Not even a 6, he's a 2. So in other words, she's way high up here and he's down here. So that's what he's pretty much saying, that average women don't want average men. They all want the top guys. So some guys look at that, it's like, okay, you don't want me when I'm average, but once I make it, you want me to still worship the ground you walk on? Like, that's not a fair deal.
And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's social media, I don't know if it's y'all friends, I don't know if it's y'all support group, I don't know if it's these punk ass therapists that's lying to y'all, telling y'all that y'all deserve love. Oh, man, listen.
100%.
Listen. Ain't nothing wrong with being a regular person. Regular person. Go and get your regular man. Yeah. And go and build that junk up together, and y'all probably can be great together.
Amen.
But you out here thinking that you deserve Odell Beckham Jr. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Molly and Jerry are setting the bar too high.
It's crazy.
I do agree. A lot of women today do have unrealistic expectations as it relates to men. And I can say this because some of the women that I've been around or heard certain conversations, and I'm just like thinking in my head, like, sis, like that's completely unrealistic. But I will say this, as it relates to the household, I feel like the man is the head and the woman is the neck, and one cannot move without the other. I think where the disconnect lies is that there's this complex of, I don't think men were better providers then, but I do think that gender roles and where we are supposed to seemingly be look a lot different nowadays. I don't think a lot of women want to be independent. I think a lot of women are pushed into independence. And I'm
No. No one is pushed into anything. Because guess what? You just talked about gender roles. The gender roles of a man have stayed the same since time immemorial. Protect, provide, and take care of the family. Be the leader. Be the planner, right? The gender roles of a man have stayed the same. It doesn't matter how old you were as a woman, 35, 40, 45, you still expect the man to have those same gender roles, the same way your grandma had the same expectation of the same gender roles for your grandfather, right? But the difference is you have the gender roles expectation for the man, but you don't want him to have any expectations for you. That's why you are saying you've been pushed into independence. No, it's a choice you make. No one pushed you, no one forced you to go work, no one forced you and told you shouldn't cook or clean. Maybe Cardi B did because she sang about that, but it was your choice. You can't say anyone forced you.
agree with Q. A lot of men are not the sole providers in the household. A lot of the times, and we're gonna keep it a bean. In Black households, the woman is the one making most of the money. So my thing
Those are single mom households where she's making the most money because there is no man. So clearly she's going to make the most money.
is, you
Where?
expecting me to swing from a chandelier,
What
keep
city
my
is
body
this?
up, keep my face right, keep my body tight, come home,
What
clean,
city is
and do that. Whereas you get to just go home, you get to go to work, come
Yes.
home, and sit on your
Yes.
butt. That's where the disconnect is.
Jess, I've been hearing this a lot. I need to understand. What city are y'all making more money than us in?
Good question.
Well, I can't speak for all cities, but right now I'm in Phoenix. But I don't know the specific numbers on that, but a lot of the women are out earning men.
When? Where?
You just said
So
that
Black
you
women,
just had a
there are
whole
Black women out earning
You
men.
just had a whole
A
conversation.
lot of the households that I've seen,
Taylor,
the woman is making
we
more
literally
than
just had a whole conversation and you just crashed out about men making
Crashed
more than
out.
you.
that's a
Yes.
straight.
I don't know where y'all seeing these women that's making more than men.
Yeah,
at. Where?
I'm gonna say, Jess, the reason why you think women
And
are
what jobs do they have?
because in these same households, the man is doing the heavy lifting. So he might be paying, like, she
Yeah.
contributing, but he paying the rent and she paying the bills and get the pocket to change. So
Yeah.
now she got more money to spend, and it looked like he ain't got it because he doing the heavy lifting with his money.
That's facts. That's why guys right now are like, okay, I have you as a woman. We're in a relationship. You want me to pay all the bills, if not majority of the bills, like 80%, but you get to still work and keep your money. So the men are looking at it like, okay, what is your money doing? If this is a team effort, this is a partnership, like they like to call it. We are together. We are building together. What is your money being used for? If I'm working and paying all the bills, but you are using your money to go on girls trips, to buy Chanel bags, to buy a new BMW and, a new Benz, it's like, you feel me? It's not fair. So that's why it could come off as women are making more money because they get to save more money, especially when they have a man who's paying all the bills. Other than that, usually it's the single mom household. There's no man, so she makes more money in her household. But anyway, man, shout out to Anton Daniels. I'll definitely be linking down the video and the channel